What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian, the D.A. Albreton, James, the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Happy Thursday to everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful and great week. Make sure, at the sound of my voice, as you look at the screen here, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you also, on the podcast side, make sure you give us that 5-star review when you give us that review on Apple and Spotify, man. We got a great show. We got a special guest tonight, man. But before we meet him, let's meet the crew. Going from left to right of my screen, I got the toxic one, the hockey dude. He's got like 3 nicknames. Dan, what's going on, brother? How are you tonight? What's happening?
Doing well. Good to see everybody. Welcome, Joel. Excited to get this started. Let's go.
Let's get it. Junior, what's happening, man? Junior got his hoodie on. You cold, Junior? What's up, bro?
Well, it is a little bit cold in my house. I will be very, very honest with you. But everything's good, man. You know, I can't complain. Shout out to my mom. Happy birthday to you. My mother. Happy birthday. Love you. But yeah, we blessed. You know, everything's been going good on my side.
Happy birthday, Miss Rhonda. Happy birthday. So we're wishing Miss Rhonda happy birthday. Maybe she'll make a cameo here in a little bit, man.
She's gone. She's yeah. That is a wrap.
Well, since you speaking, D, you're next. Go ahead. You messed up my order, but what's up, bro? How are you?
Sorry, man.
The husband has spoken.
Yeah. I have bought her some food. My other son is going to get it, and I'm sure I won't see her again till after because she's going to eat. So we got her exactly what she wanted. She wanted is ribeye, loaded mashed potatoes. So boom, there you go.
Okay. Ribeye and loaded mashed potatoes. D-Dub, stop that lids, looks like again, and got him a Texas Rangers hat.
Yeah, boy. Flip flopper.
He got a membership.
Joe, this is called a transfer portal. I'm the fan.
He's the fan transfer portal.
Yes, I am.
And he'll do it in the middle of the game.
Twice a year, though.
Yes.
In the middle of the game, he'll just switch like, whoa.
Absolutely.
He's never seen his team lose, ever.
Never.
No.
Never, ever.
Joe, you're right. Never seen his team lose. D-Dub, thank you, bro.
What's up?
That's good, man. So last but not least, like I said, we got a special guest tonight, man. Let me give you his proper introduction. He's the co-author of the occasionally accurate Annals of Football, written by Dan Patrick. For those that watch the Dan Patrick Show, that's DP. Joe was born and raised in Calgary, Canada, a graduate of the University of Alberta and York University in BA. He has been a writer and producer for the last 23 years on The Simpsons. That's right. You heard it right here.
Yeah. I love The Simpsons.
Classic.
Joe has written 35 episodes of The Simpsons. Woo. Some good. Has won 3 Emmy Awards, 3 Writers Guild Awards, and also once scratched a lottery ticket and won a free ticket. He won nothing on that free ticket, but did learn a valuable life lesson.
Don't give the money back to him.
Exactly.
In addition to several movies, TV, and online projects, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody, let's meet Joel H. Cohen, man. Let me give him some applause here, man. Let me get this right here.
Let's just keep the applause going till the end, then we'll sign off. How's that sound?
There you go. Exactly. Don't do anything else.
There you go. I love it. Very natural.
Joel, like I said in Monday when I did the we did the fourth and short segment, I said I don't know what to expect because this Joel's is a comedic, so and I got a bunch of comedics on this panel right here tonight, so I don't know what to expect. But we're gonna have fun. We're gonna make it do what it do. Joe, welcome again, my brother. I appreciate you coming on, and we want to talk about this book that you wrote with DP with Dan Patrick that you co-authored. And let me just, for those that don't know, the book right here.
There it is. Wow.
Annals of football.
There you go.
There
The Annals of Football. Excuse me.
That's
The
one
occasionally.
sold copy.
I'm sorry.
That's the one copy we sold. It's good to see it.
Yeah, I'm on Amazon watching. How many you sell? What we got? What we doing?
I
Joe,
can see
how did
he's got the return package all ready to go in the background too?
The return. Yeah.
Joe, tell me, how did you get to write this book with DP with Dan Patrick?
Well, I'm a huge Dan Patrick fan. Sounds like you guys are a little bit fans
Yes,
as
we
well.
are.
But so I still work on The Simpsons. I ducked out of there right now to come talk to all you guys, which I'm very happy to do because this isn't work and that is. But I wrote an episode. It's coming up. It'll be on in December where Homer gets addicted to cheating. And one of the events he cheats at is a rock skipping contest. And I thought it'd be funny to have a sportscaster do the narration of this rock skipping contest. So who else but Dan Patrick?
There you go.
Reached out to Dan. He was super cool, said he'd do it. And then just as we were recording him, he and I got to talking and, naturally you start talking about sports because that's his thing. And I was interested. And we just started sort of joking around and laughing about football. And then we're like, maybe this is a book. And we said, let's find out. And it is. And we're proud to say we've sold one copy. So, it's all gone well.
Shout out to
That was
Kev.
it.
Wax is good.
Shout out to the moderator.
Super cool. All great.
Nah, that's pretty good, man. I see where there's a bunch of, I believe it was Adam Sandler that wrote the forward in the book. And
Nice.
I know that he comes on the show quite often and he yucks it up with the Dan and the Danettes. And that's pretty cool. And I haven't gotten through all of it, but to read some of it. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
But the concept of it, it's pretty cool how you guys really walk down, I guess, memory lane or historical lane of football. So one of the things we wanted to get through, what's the funniest thing about football to you?
You know what? The NFL takes itself so seriously, and it's such a kind of a tight ass league. So it was just fun to be able to just literally make fun of it in every possible way. We talk about sort of some true, some made up trash talk, idiotic things like if you guys remember when Wes Welker gave that hilarious press conference after Rex Ryan's wife may or may not have had a foot fetish. So just like stuff like that. We talk about, some sad, but not that sad things like, there's a lot of players have been arrested. This might be breaking news to you guys, but some NFL players have been arrested, just so you know, look it up.
And still.
Still happening.
Remember the Wizinator? Do you remember the Wizinator?
Wizinator, yes.
You know what that is? This guy in the Vikings, this running back named Ontario Smith got caught at the airport with a thing you can still buy. I don't know if you guys test for your show called the Wizinator, which is a prosthetic penis that you fill with dried urine and add water to. So when you do the drug test, it's clean urine.
Come on, don't act like I'm the only one that knows. Come on, stop.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, angels around all of our heads.
Come on.
You
Y'all
guys may be
bugging.
sponsored by the Wizinator. I don't know. I haven't heard it. It's in the book.
Just
It's all in
saying.
the book, man.
And coming for our sponsors. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. There you go.
Wizinator.
So stuff like that. And then we talk about every team. Try to talk about like the 100 best players and some of the guys like Ontario Smith that might not have fallen in the 100 best. And talk about the history of the league. And just, it's really fun. It's not meant to, people will be informed and educated, but I hope more than anything will be entertained because it's just having fun. We talk about Kenny Stabler's diet versus Tom Brady's diet. One of them had a bacon wrapped cigarette for breakfast. See if you can get
Yes.
things like that. Things like that.
Let me guess, Kenny.
Yes, man. You're on the board. Ding, ding, ding. This guy is a winner.
Meanwhile,
Joe,
go ahead.
That's a question. So, Joe, like, and this is the what you just that last part, the last one with Tom Brady is like really like some of the funniest things as far as football to me, as far as the 70s were just different. Those guys were just different. Like
totally.
Like I didn't know. Like you hear, oh yeah, I'd go in the locker room and they're smoking cigarettes. I'm like, wait, what? What? In the NFL locker room in the 70s, dudes like, hey, pass that Newport over here.
Totally.
Before next half. And I'm like, how do you run? How do you run, tackle, and play in the NFL smoking cigarettes? Like, that is absolutely crazy to me. Absolutely nuts to me.
You're right. And now these guys are like machines. Like Tom Brady is obviously the closest thing we had to this like clean living football machine that just didn't put anything toxic in his body and had this obviously, I'd say, above average career. Is that a good way to describe it? Above average?
Yeah.
If you take away the cheating, and it's about above average. And like he's just he's a professional football player. These other guys just felt like dudes playing football, but he was like a professional football player.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite player per se, or a favorite team?
I'm. This is a confession, I presume. I assume there's a lot of grief counselors listening. I grew up a Seahawks fan because where I grew up in Canada, we get the Seahawks games. So, but then I fell into the dark pit of like fantasy football and even some wagering. So now you can't. I feel bad for D-Dub because you must be switching hats every minute when you're fantasy football.
Boy.
Hey, I got a sponsorship with Liz right now. So
You got to break even for all the hat money.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. You got to go through the history of the show, and then when Houston's winning, he had on the Houston hat. It's like he doesn't miss now. Like when the team gets hot,
Can't miss.
He just has that hat. I'm like, wow.
Is it weird to just meet someone and be disgusted by them right away? Is that weird?
Yeah, but it's okay because
It's okay. I've been hated by many, so it's all right.
Put me on the list. There's probably a big party or something I'd love to come this year.
There's no doubt.
What they say, get in line, man. Get in line.
Joe, let me dive into this. Your 3 favorite Simpson episodes that you wrote, or thought of. Your top 3.
Here's one for Dan. Dan, I'm a hockey guy myself. Grew up in Canada, Calgary, of course. So I just had an episode on in December, which was about Bart is a hockey player, but is getting pushed around on the ice. So Mo, the coach, recruits Nelson, the school bully, to be the enforcer.
Mo from the bar. Mo from the bar is the coach.
Mo is the coach. Yeah. So he gets this.
The bartender Mo.
The bartender Mo.
Oh, good God.
Now I'm starting to get mad at DA now too. I used to. I gotta calm down.
No, it's just that I can hear the voices because I love The Simpsons.
No, totally.
I've been watching my whole life. I'm like, Mo is coaching, huh?
Mo's coaching. So Nelson the bully becomes the enforcer, but then he goes to this place like Top Gun, but we called it Top Goon Academy, and great goons like Dave the Hammer Schultz and Tiger Williams and Stu Grimson are the instructors, the real guys. We got them as voices.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's a great episode. So that's one of them. I wrote another one called Homer the Father, where Homer starts parenting Bart after watching 80 sitcoms, and Bart is selling nuclear secrets to the Chinese. And I wrote another one that's a sort of a spoof of The Departed called The Departed, which is, there's a mole in the school kind of thing. So cool. I've written lots of horrible ones too. I don't know how much time we have, but we can get into those too.
We got a few more minutes. I was going to ask you about you guys proud of your predictions, some of the predictions that were made?
Yeah, Kev, I was just about to get into that, but go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, it's a sad story. We have made some predictions, which are shocking. We've actually predicted the 2 teams in the World Cup final. We've predicted the Super Bowl score and the combatants in the Super Bowl. But we've also gotten 968 million things wrong that no one ever talks about. When you say a lot of crap, some of it's going to come true, and that's what's happening to us, right?
Gotcha.
Wow, that's
So, what's your take on the NFL now? I'm sorry, Kev. What's your take on the NFL now, Joel? Because I'm telling you, the officiating in the last few weeks, boy, it scares me. It's like this has got to be fixed. That's not a first down. The whole world can see it. Go ahead, Joel.
Cut you off. I'm going to say Cleveland, but I might have it wrong. There was a crazy game this last weekend that there was like 9 penalties in like the last 30 seconds or something. I think it was the Cleveland game.
Cleveland and Indianapolis. Yeah.
It's like
The chain game.
Why watch the game? Let's just have the ref come on camera and tell us who won. It was it's nuts. It's nuts. Yet we watch.
Yeah, I'm thinking what's it called? The mob, or like they're making phone calls for the betting in the hey, that's not a first down over there, all right? We've
never had this much technology available and some of it being used, and yet still there's so much human error, right?
Yeah, totally agree.
If like you said, they're supposed to get it right. They go into that little booth or hood, and I'm like, what are you looking at? Why? I mean, if it took us in the stadium or at the house to look at it, be like, all right, it's what it is. Then why is it taking you guys so long? So
they're watching TikTok in there, or YouTube. They're watching you guys. I don't know. They're watching something. They're not watching replay.
Well, I need them to like, click, and subscribe.
Yeah. Come on over, NFL, and bring your Taylor Swift. The Swifties, and bring all of them.
Oh, man,
come on, watch.
They go in that booth, and Tony Soprano is sitting in there like, hey. Fourth down. Get fourth down.
No, it's great, but yet it's still incredibly captivating, and it's the only thing on TV that is genuinely commanding an audience, a huge audience. So as much as we all argue about it, hate it, or whatever, we're passionate about it, and everyone's watching it. It's great.
What they say, the best reality TV show on the planet. I mean, that's just what it is.
Totally. See, I'm back to loving D-Dub again. D-Dub, we're back.
Hey, we good, Joe.
For now, it's not going to last, but let's enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
We know.
I might switch this hat in the
You got a Family Guy hat you want to put on?
I got a hat right here, right?
Middle of the show. So you told you
Family Guy hat.
That fan transfer portal that Daryl's in now. So
yes, sir.
He'll in the middle of the game. I'm out.
All right.
So Joe, let me ask you this: what is your ideal of perfect happiness?
Wow. I thought it was this, but then D-Dub's sort of ruining that for me. This was paradise, and then this whole D-Dub incident happened. Dan, my idea of happiness, I don't know. Like, I'll say this about it's just on the theme, but like if you're watching a great game, forget about the sport, hockey, baseball, basketball, whatever, and it's great. There's nothing like that moment where you're like, I'm experiencing this thing live. If you're there, even better. But even on TV, I don't know if it's perfect happiness, but that's pretty solid. Just being completely swept up in the last few minutes or the last few seconds of something that is incredibly captivating and athletic and everything else. That's pretty good for me as a fan.
As a writer who's behind the scenes, when you write things and when you write for The Simpsons and when you write for other things, how do you translate that to I guess I want to say not translate, but how do you transfer that off to where your viewers and they'll be able to enjoy it? How do you get that out? How do you get, I guess, the creative juices flowing? Not trying to give away no trade secrets, but for you.
I wish I had some trade secrets, man. No, the truth is there's a ton of people behind the scenes. Forget about the literally probably 100 animators and our, say 10, 15 actors. There's 20 writers. So, if somebody sucks, let's not me. Let's say me, because this is hypothetical. It's possible that in some world I could suck, but there's always 19 other people that are pitching jokes, pitching story ideas, and it's just that collaborative effort that's kind of pushing the ball forward. So, when you watch any TV show, or particularly The Simpsons, the credits, they almost run like you've got to bed and the credits are still running of the number of writers and producers on the show. But we have, like I said, 20 writers and a bunch of people weighing in on every episode. So it really is a giant group effort to make anything good happen.
Maybe we got an episode idea for D-Dub, call it the hat switcher.
I like that. And then he develops it. We don't know who it is. And then we notice a rash on his forehead from all the switches, right? That gives it away. Telltale rash, D-Dub.
Make sure you have me in the Knicks hat, a Knicks hat.
For the first 5 seconds, and then we'll just change. We'll rotate, right?
Yeah, there to go the Yankees.
No.
Every time it cuts back to him, it's a new hat. Like he's throughout the whole episode. Every cuts back, it's like, when is he changing the hat?
You gotta get a hat with an LED screen where you can just click a button.
Hey, I think we got something, Kev. There we go. Right
Yeah.
The logo just switches like
the logo switch.
Yeah, totally.
No, I'll give you my number off here so we can get D-Dub if you need his voiceover, man.
Oh yeah, totally. The book is the loss leader for the LED hats. Really,
The LED
that's the real
hats.
business I'm in. Yeah.
Oh man, this is having a blast. Let me go ahead. I'm sorry, D.
Hey, Joel, I want to ask you another question, man.
All right, man, bring it. I'm not
This
afraid.
season-
Think I'm
this
afraid?
season-
I'm not afraid.
No, you shouldn't be. I mean, you probably got a lot of the NHL this season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you see? What like Connor Bedard? The dudes out there with the Avalanche. The Phoenix
Avalanche are great. Obviously, Detroit is having a resurgence. I'm a Flames fan, and I've already given up the season already.
Our Rangers beat you the other night. Yes.
Even if the Flames limp into the playoffs, we know they're not going to win the cup. I'm a Leafs fan just because they're the most pathetic thing in sports these days. Right?
Oh, Dan is about to get mad for real now.
Hey, Dan, I'm going to text you my address. Let's meet outside. Are you a Leafs fan, Dan?
I'll bring you a replica of the cup.
Yeah, I've seen it. The Hockey Hall of Fame is in Toronto just so people in Toronto can see the Stanley Cup. That's why. But I still am a Leafs fan, and they always they tempt you so much, and then they find a way to break your heart in a new way. So I don't know.
Sort of like my Knicks. Yeah.
Yeah, and Knicks are good, right?
Say it again, Joe.
The Knicks are better, right?
Yes, better. Not great, but
Not great.
Better
Not
is-
enough to win the.
Yeah, they're good, just not good enough.
Yeah,
win the conference.
That's all. Yeah.
I'm an optimistic fan, if that's a such thing.
Hey.
I'm going to allow it.
Yeah.
Oh well, well, thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh man, we are having a blast, man. We're having a blast here with Joel Cohen, and he has written the book, The Occasionally Accurate Annals of Football. I got it right here. That one copy that they say. Oh, we got two copies that was sold.
This one's not sold.
Oh, okay. He wrote it.
Oh,
That's what he gave me for free. That's the free
You know those little free libraries they have on the street? I found the book in there already, so I just took it.
Damn, that's hard.
Exactly. That is hard.
Let me get this other question in here. Does ketchup belong on a hot dog?
Okay, guys. I'm gonna save yourself some time and ball your hands in fists right now because you're gonna want to punch me. So get your fists ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna make the argument right now. Mustard, way better than ketchup. I would be willing to get rid of all. I like ketchup, but if someone said you could only have one, ketchup gone. I'm just doing mustard. What do you guys think about that?
I'm cool with that.
You know what's interesting? I used to be a ketchup guy, but my wife from Chicago, so she doesn't allow ketchup on hot dogs.
Wow.
But, yeah,
I thought you was gonna say she doesn't allow ketchup in the house. I was like, geez.
No.
No. She ain't got that much.
You ever drive out to the
household, right?
But now look, mustard on a hot dog.
Dorian, you ever rent a hotel room in Tampa or something and get some ketchup and put it on the hot dog and just have a guilty weekend? No, nothing like that.
Not anymore, bro. I don't
weekend.
like the
Guilty weekend.
He said a guilty weekend. Not anymore, man. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
It really doesn't taste as good.
I'm
You know, I used
mustard
to
all the
do it
way.
when I was,
Yeah, I'm a
mustard,
mustard guy on a hot dog
Yeah,
for
there you
real.
go.
Like,
We're gonna have to disagree on this one. It's
No.
ketchup all day here.
Yeah, I'm going to push back. I'm a ketchup guy. Yes, there's. In fact, I need to go to the store right now and get some ketchup.
D-Dub, you got a ketchup hat?
Matter of fact, hold on.
Oh boy, I did not want that.
Hey, I'm mad that Pittsburgh changed from Heinz Field and went to.
That was a hard day for you. That was a tough day.
Yes.
It's still Heinz Field.
Is it still? Oh yeah, well to the.
Yeah, to the Penguin,
Pittsburgh.
to the Pittsburgh Steelers fan up there. Yeah, it's still Heinz Field. What is it called? Aqua.
They put something
Yeah,
up
some
there.
foot disease or something. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Well, we got crypto.com or whatever here in LA. I challenge that. I just
Oh, that's-
present that as the dumbest name for any arena anywhere.
Yes.
Is it crypto now? Or didn't they change it?
It's changed. So what used to be Staples is now crypto.com arena.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Crypto's about to crash.
I think
What
it's still the
happened with
Staples.
crypto?
Maybe we just old school.
What
it's still
happened
Staples.
when the crypto dollars just go down?
Well, they do like how they did here in South Florida with the the AAA arena. What is it? Forex? I don't know what it was. Well, whatever it was, they crashed and it's gone. And
What's the name now?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Heat fan.
It's
I'm
not
sorry. I'm a
porridge.
Knicks fan.
It's problematic. Problematic.
Yeah, yes.
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
well,
Yeah.
you got money, you can you condiment your stadium if you want, if you're rich. So
Oh, I mean, they name bowls after like the Duke Mayo Bowl in Charlotte.
yeah, mayonnaise,
yeah.
bowl.
Yeah, the
I don't-
Greenland Weed Eater Bowl or something, right?
Yeah, oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
give it a name, Joe.
that's right up DA's alley. DA be just naming bowls. I don't know what he.
Where's
Yeah.
the Sports Chasers Bowl going to be at this year, guys?
The Chasers
Box.
Yo, sounds good. Let's speak
Sounds
that.
good. Yeah. Just bring all the endorsements, and we'll definitely be down for the Sports Chasers Bowl wherever it might be.
You guys got Wisnator money. You can do whatever you want, right?
Hey, Jerry Richardson Stadium, whatever you want to bring it. Do it.
Resonator money. Yeah.
Joe, before you get out of here, since we're talking about sports, any baseball? You baseball guy? Do you watch it?
You know what? I'm like I said, Canada. So I was a Blue Jays fan forever. I lived in Toronto when they won the World Series in '92 and '94. I'm going to say, but then I moved to LA and I got sucked in. I became a Dodgers fan, and I've seen them just lose the World Series. I was there when they lost the World Series. I missed when they won it, and then this year, huge, obviously blowout disappointment. So I'm having a hard time getting into the World Series even at all. But I will say, D-Dub, I'm bringing it back together. I'm bringing it home. This is a happy ending. This is the happy ending in our arc.
There you go.
I am a Rangers fan because I don't know the Diamondbacks just feel I don't want the Diamondbacks to win anything.
Just feels gross. The Diamondbacks win. It just feels gross.
Yeah, so I agree. So like I don't love the Rangers, but Max Scherzer, I like him, right? So Rangers win one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Mets fans love Scherzer right
They
about
say
now.
big stepper in Texas. We like Texas.
You got a prediction for us?
I know baseball pretty well, so I'm going to say the Rangers in 9. No, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know the odds. Who's favored? Do we even know who's favored?
I believe Texas is the Rangers is favorite.
Yeah, are they calling a number of games?
I say 6.
He
Really?
said the Rangers in 9.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that means 2 hat switches for you there, D-Dub. You got that plan ahead?
Hey, it's in the mail. It's coming.
Okay, all right, good. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Diamondbacks.
I would say Rangers, but I haven't really even been following because once the Dodgers went out, my heart just sank, and I started watching football and hockey, and now a little bit of basketball instead. So
yeah,
man, your heart has been sinking the last couple of years.
I know.
Because for some reason the Dodgers are there, and then the Giants, who haven't won a game in like 8 months, by the end of the season, they're in first place in the West. And you're like, well, how the hell did that happen?
No, I know. What if the Orioles won? Wouldn't that be a great story if it was the Orioles, right? But that didn't happen either.
No. I got that hat too, Joe.
No, I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
I got that hat too. I'm ready. I was ready for this. This year I was ready.
All right, good. I respect, man.
Hey, bro.
Now, I'm
If you
going to
fail
keep
to
this
prepare,
one
you
for,
prepare to fail. You got your Reds hat. There you go.
for a few years from now. I'm going to wear the Reds hat. So,
Okay.
Because I think 2-3 years from now, they're going to be absolutely, positively great in a year or two.
So you bought the hat now while the prices are low. You know,
Yes.
like Christmas decorations in February. Very
There
smart.
you go.
Yeah.
Today's prices ain't what's the saying? Today's prices ain't tomorrow.
Price is not today's
Not tomorrow's price. Yeah. It's
I
today's
don't
price,
know.
not tomorrow's price.
I mean, I'm kind of constant with one hat. I don't have a hat on, but the Sports Chasers hat. We have one hat. Joel, he'll sometimes even switch to Sports Chasers, and he better not put on another podcast hat though.
No.
Yeah.
That means you guys are winning at that moment, though. That's
Yes, that's exactly
it is, right?
and when he takes it
sir.
off, it's like, oh God, we're done. He
No,
takes
sir.
the hat. He took the hat off.
Some guys go to Sports Center for the news, the newspaper. Me, I go to D-Dub's forehead. That's where I get all my standings, everything else. It's all there.
There you go.
Everything I need to know. Stock prices, it's all everything.
Oh man,
Listen, on it.
listen, we have had a blast, Joel. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming through,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Make sure you pick up this book, man. The Occasional Accurate Annals of Football, written, co-authored by Mr. Joel Cohen himself and Dan Patrick of the Dan Patrick Show, man. Joel, let me give you some more applause, bro. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys.
Joe, we'll have to have you back, man. We'll have to have you back, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you, man, coming through and
Absolutely.
yucking it up with us. Like I said, we was gonna have fun with this, and this cast of characters, they didn't disappoint. So let me give you some more applause here.
Oh my God. Double applause. This is something. Thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate even having me on. So thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yes,
Thank you, Joe.
Appreciate
He's
you,
Joel
Joe.
Cohen, man. Thank you so much, Joe. We'll see you.
Take care,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Be careful, man.
Bye,
Bless
guys.
you.
Man, what a fun segment, man. That was really fun, man. Joel hanging out with us, man, and talking about his book and just talking a little bit about life and yucking it up with us, man. We, just had a really good time with that, man. So
Yo, I can see us as a Simpsons
100%.
It's all
Denzel has to do my voice. So
hey, I think we can make that happen, man. We can make that happen. Why not?
What you say? What's the episode called? The hat switcher or the
hat switching?
Oh man, we had fun with that segment. Again, that was pretty great, man. Having Joel coming on for half an hour and he, like I said, talking and then yucking it up, man. We had a great time, man. Oh my God. And as we talk about hat switching, the hockey dude, he
Dude,
gonna have to get his own box. He switches to his own hat. There goes the hockey dude. Dan, what's up? Dan, take it away with the NHL. Go ahead.
Look up to you, big brother.
There you go, baby. Toxic Dan in the house. Dan, what's going on with hockey, with the world of hockey?
We got a good tilt tonight. We got like 11 games on the docket.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
A couple of the unbeatens going at it tonight. Not faring so well early. But, like I said, it's going to be a while, like probably another week or so before these teams really start getting into grooves and getting the chemistry going and all that good stuff. Because I think most teams, it's like what the most games played, I think, is like 7 out of 82. So, like I said, we're at the beginning, so there's not a whole lot of craziness to talk about. Like, kind of like good, bad, the surprises. I guess we can go through that. So, like right now, Boston 6-0. They're at home against Anaheim, and I don't know how they're down 1-0, but they are. Vegas is 7-0. The Avalanche are 6-0, which they're down 2-0 to the Penguins at this point in the second period. And then you got Dallas. It's 4-0-1, and they beat us. Like, was it last night?
Yes.
I think it was last night. They beat us 4-1. But those are like kind of like the teams that we thought would be there. And then on the bad side of things, a team that we expect to be at the top of the standings in the Pacific, the Oilers, they're 1-4-1.
Wow. Yeah, they don't have it together for sure.
McDavid got hurt. I think it was like an upper body. I think they said he was out 1 to 2 weeks, and that was like probably like 5 days ago, 6 days ago. So he's probably either close to getting back or at least a week. But yeah, it's they made some changes. They picked up some guys. I just don't get it. Like they can't get it together. And I'm sure, like I said, it's early. Give them some time, get some chemistry going, and they can go on a run. But it's so far early in the season, yeah, they're struggling a bit. And then, my other team I got on here for struggling is my Penguins, and they're 2-4, and it's a disaster. Like I was telling Kevin, I watched the first period highlights of the Dallas game, and it was like we had like probably 5 good close
shots on goal. Yeah.
Well, like in close, really high percentage shots, and we just couldn't beat Ottinger. And I'll get to him in a minute, but it's just and like I was watching a bit of the first period of the Avs game tonight. Same thing. We had opportunities, but this time we buried a couple of them. So, like I said, as time goes on, and we've got a lot of new guys that we switched out of the lineup. hopefully they can get it together with more practice time and get to learn what everybody does and where they go. But Kevin, he sent me, I don't know if it was a reel or a TikTok or whatever, but the Penguins had the guy in Dallas, Ludwig, the defenseman.
Right.
It was his first NHL game, I think, or first for the Penguins at least. And it was how not to hit somebody in open ice. He hit the dude at the logo, and Fasca is a well put together hockey player. Like,
yes, sir.
He's thick, and he hit him, and he knocked himself out.
Jeez.
And fortunately, when he was headed to the ice, his right arm was out in front of him, so his head actually hit his arm and not the ice. That could have been scary. But he's out. He's out indefinitely with a concussion because he was knocked. As they say, KTF. I think it's the acronym.
Yeah.
You got knocked
out.
Hey, but Dan, let me ask you a quick question. So after the loss by Boston collapsed. I wouldn't say collapsed. I guess last year. I mean, they're off to a good start, 6-0. In basketball, in terms, I say I don't start really getting excited to after Christmas, maybe Martin Luther King.
Ryan's listening.
Yeah, Ryan. I miss him. I miss you, Ryan. Because we're gonna have to talk about that NBA segment. But when do you start saying, "Hey, everything starts meshing together"? What the team starts. About what date you start saying, this is what you got, and who's where?
Probably between like 15 and like 20 games.
Yeah,
is where the team should be, like,
Gelling,
long as they're healthy, and then you don't got guys constantly coming in.
Yeah, barring injuries, right? Okay.
You know what I mean? Where it's one night you might have a guy here, and another night it might be a different guy. If you can kind of keep the same top 9 forwards and a top 4 defenseman, I'd say 15, 20 games is where the team should start playing well. But like I talked about last year, you can't win the cup in October or November, but you sure lose it.
We lose it.
Yeah. So starting off slow is not. Yeah, it's just not.
You don't want to panic, but you don't want to dismiss it either.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dan, question. So we saw the Boston do the same thing they're doing now. Came out hot. They were, the Bruins were killing them all year, and then they got the playoffs, and things didn't go the way they wanted. Are there any teams in your mind that you thought were going to do better, start the season better? I know it, like you just said, it's not a real big problem unless you are, 2-3, 2-4, because when that happens, if it gets to if you get a bad run right now, the whole season could be over right now. If you get like a bad run, if you started slow and you get a bad run, 10 games, and you win 6 of them, or you win 3 of them out of 10, in 2-3 weeks from now, that means you're like 5 and something. That's when the season's over. If you got 5 wins and like more than 10 losses.
Well, it really depends on what division you're in and how the division is playing. Because they're going to take 8 teams.
Yes.
So you just got to figure out, because you got your top 2,
right?
Or actually, it's the top 3 in each division, and then the 2 best out of the conference, or the last 2.
Yeah.
So, like, you may have like Carolina in one and Boston in the other is your number 1 teams, and then like Toronto, Pittsburgh, second, and then Florida and whoever. But then those last 2 teams, you just got to be better than the other teams that are left. Yeah. So you could get 2, like last year, there was more teams from the Atlantic because they were better than the Boston side of things. So, or the Metro had more.
Metro.
Yeah, it had more than the Atlantic. But that's what I said. So, like back, I guess probably when I started watching hockey as a kid, It was plain as day. You win, you get 2 points. If you lose, you don't get any points, and if you tie, you don't get any points.
Right.
And then now it's like the 3-point game. You could get to 2 points for the win or whatever, but the other team, if they get it to overtime and nobody wins in overtime, it goes to a shootout, they get a point. Right. So that's why I say, like, now it's so harder to make up ground
if you lose.
Because it all depends on the schedule, who you're playing. Because if you're playing the team you're trying to catch, if you beat them, it's great. If you lose to them, it's a 4-point game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now you could have been 2 points closer, but now you're 4 away.
4 away, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just harder nowadays with getting overtime points for the tie or the shootout or whatever.
So are there any players that you see? And it's early, so everything has the caveat of it's a early, less than 10 games for everybody. I think you said 7. That's about right there, based on what my looking at it. But are there any players that have come out on fire that you're like, wow, this kid is good, or that guy is good, or what the heck happened to this guy? And it's early. That's the caveat. But any surprises as far as players this season?
Well, let me just with the bad, I was going to say the Kraken in Carolina, 2 playoff teams last year. Yeah. They're struggling a little bit. They're actually playing tonight in Carolina. The Kraken are up 2-1. But then, my surprises, I had Detroit. Right. They're 5-1-1. They're playing really well. And then you had Columbus. Now, granted, they're 3-2-1, but the way they were last year, they're playing much better. And they're up on Montreal right now, 2-1. I would say them. And then Vancouver. Vancouver kind of sputtered the second half of last season, talk about shipping everybody out. And they really didn't move a whole lot of people. They kept most of the core. And, they're 4-2 now, so that would be my other surprise team. Now, as far as players, they're not surprises, but Jack Hughes from the Devils is just lighting it up. He's got 17 points already. Mm-hmm. The guy's all over the ice. He plays a ton of minutes.
This is Hughes is second or third year? I'm sorry. No.
It might be his third. I think it's his third. But then I'd also say the other one, it kind of goes in tandem with my surprises of Detroit. Well, you got Dylan Larkin, that's, the perennial pro that's been there, they're all forever, it seems like. But him and DeBrincat, that they got, went from Chicago, I think, to the Senators, and he went back to his hometown, Detroit. Larkin's got 14 points. DeBrincat's got 13, and to tie into that with the goalies, Reamer's playing well with he's got a 1 goal against average. So, they're a surprise, kind of, because Stevie Y's got him playing great. Yzerman quietly is putting the pieces together. And if you know anything about when he played, those Detroit teams were awesome.
Stevie Yzerman, yes.
Yzerman was the truth.
They stopped the game and just fought one time. So, yeah. We're not playing. We're going to fight now.
And, like I said, I have faith in him as a GM, as the way he was as a player, and understanding the game, that it was going to take him a little while, but they've kind of molded and got the pieces that they need. I mean, there might be a year off. I mean, this year could be the year that they continue this wave and make the playoffs and make some noise. I don't know.
Well, they're starting off good now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they could ride this wave, and get themselves into the playoffs. And, once you get there, anything can happen. We've seen that with Florida last year.
Yep.
And that's to D-Dub's point of Boston collapsing. Nah, Boston didn't collapse. Now, I don't really, like Joel was saying that, earlier about Toronto collapsing. No, they didn't. They got bullied.
No.
You don't say Florida just came in and said we're winning.
Florida just caught them. They didn't collapse. No, absolutely.
I'm taking.
They just got caught. Yeah.
Give me your milk. I'm out of here.
Yeah, basically that's exactly what happened. Give me your milk. Yes,
exactly. Give me your Twinkies and shut shut the what up.
Yeah,
And that's kind of the thing. It was like, that's why I say, like, Detroit, they could get to the playoffs, and the way they're playing, if they can keep it up, and do the same thing where you just go in and just you want it more. Like sometimes, like Toronto, talent wise, off the charts.
Yeah.
Desire wise and want and competitiveness, maybe not so high.
So with that situation, and now it's funny. Hockey has the weirdest, to me, trade, dates and how they do the trade. So, using your example, good young team, and they need a vet to come in and kind of, I guess, reorganize what they're doing and maybe put some pressure, I guess, on the rest of the team to say, listen, man, we need you guys to do this and do that. So, and it's early still, but are there any players in the trade in the deadline or in trades that you're thinking, Dan, that this team would be better if they had this guy?
I mean, right now, really, you don't want to rattle the bus,
Right.
rattle the cages here, because like they got Sider, they got Petrie, they got Ole Mata, they got Shane Gostisbehere. So they're not all like all stars,
Yeah.
and they got Wallman too. But they're solid D. Like probably Sider's probably one of your top dudes, and probably Petrie for offensive wise. But like they got a good core D, and then they have a good mix of. And they got Sherratt too. I forgot about him, but you got a good mix of like not old veterans, but guys that have experience in the league. That 5 to 10 year range. I mean, they got Comfort from Colorado, and Andrew Kopp. They got DeBrincat. Let's see who else. Justin Hull. I think he was on Toronto. Ville Husso as a backup goalie. Let's see who else. They got David Perron, who's been around. And then they got Rasmussen and Raymond, some young kids. So I mean, Stevie knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's got probably a guy or two that's a mentor helping the younger guys at each of the positions, like forward, D, goaltenders, whatever. So like, unless somebody gets hurt and they have a gaping hole in their game, I don't foresee them doing a whole lot.
Right.
Unless it's to the point where they think they can go far, and then maybe they bring in a veteran that can score. Help them out on the power play, or bring somebody in maybe they're struggling on their penalty kill, and you can get a guy that blocks everything. That the time will tell on those things. But as of right now, I just roll with what I got.
Gotcha. It looks it's going to be an interesting season from what I've seen thus far. So
we got a bunch of new teams in there. Like Montreal was actually playing a little bit decent.
I was watching Montreal the other night against what was they playing? But like I said, they've been is awful a good word, adjective to use? Let me. What's going on with Arizona? I've been trying to get. I'm trying to get some dudes on from the Valley of the Sun to talk about this situation. But what's going on with the arena thing? Is it still the same thing? What's going on?
I haven't seen anything new at all about where they're going to play hockey.
They're going to play in my backyard. They're back there now doing it. It's probably bigger than. It's probably bigger than the place they have now.
The Winter Classic already?
Hey, listen, it's better than the place they have now. So
yeah, the Winter Classic out there would still be 90 degrees.
Yeah.
But I want to say that they have like a 2 or 3 year deal when they did that Mullet Arena. Like basically,
right.
They had to upgrade everything to NHL standards except for the seating capacity, so that they could play there. And I want to say that it was like 3 years. So I think this year too. So
Okay.
they got after this year,
it.
they probably got one more, and then that'll be when the bell tolls. And hey, Gary, what are we doing?
Quebec
Right.
City.
Yeah, yeah, we moving, or are we going to let them play? In somebody's garage the rest of the year.
A la Nordiques, Quebec City.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, Dan told me over here he don't think they're going to move to Quebec. What do you think if they do move them or expand? Well, they said Houston has the Toyota Arena. They have made it to NHL specifications. I read that not too long ago. They even had the audacity wanting to go back to Atlanta for the third time.
No.
Stop it, bro.
Stop.
It failed twice. One team moved to Calgary, Joe's team. Then the next time they moved back to not back to Winnipeg, but they created another franchise in Winnipeg. Atlanta doesn't want hockey. Sorry.
Yeah.
Atlanta don't even want the Falcons.
And nor should they get it. Nor should they get it. Come on, man. That experiment, we have tried that. It
Twice.
don't work. It doesn't work. So I mean, come on. What are we
If
doing?
you've ever been to Atlanta, it's a very transient city.
Yeah.
And I said that about the Falcons. No, they love the Falcons. They barely go watch the Hawks.
Yeah, man.
That's a fact. I've retracted the statement about the Falcons. The Hawks.
Yeah, they'll come for the Falcons. Now, that's football. But as far as the Hawks and come on, we cannot do hockey again in that city. That city does not want it. It's clearly nobody.
They don't want you there.
That's not going to sell there. Period.
I say, you know what you're getting with that, and if I want the league to expand, I would probably either go Houston or Kansas City.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I know it'd be a huge pain in the ass for the Canadian teams, but if they don't go to Quebec, Hamilton would be, I think, another good spot because it's close to Toronto and the Buffalo and all that stuff. So I don't know, man. You never know with Gary.
Right.
I don't know, like, who's got dirt on him that he leaves Arizona where they're at, or Phoenix, whatever the hell they're called now. But like, they got to get something done there, either like sometime this year to at least break ground to build something, or have a lease to move into an existing building if they're going to keep them in Arizona. If not, I mean, no sense in moving them to Atlanta for them to fold or move somewhere else in 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's I'm kind of in the, let's see, what'll happen in Houston or Kansas City.
Yeah, I love the fact that y'all in the transfer portal with me, man. I just see hats switching, shirts and shit. I love you guys. That's what I'm talking about, man.
You got hot in there, you know what I mean? But I figured I'd throw something on.
That's
Julia's excuse.
Julia's excuse. We got it. We love the Blackhawks.
All I can say is, don't mind that.
Stuck right now.
Don't mind that charge on either of your credit cards from yesterday. from Fanatic.
Hey, don't worry. I got membership.
I had to boast up my hat collection.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, man.
It's all good, man. I'm a premium member. Don't worry. I get credit for it. So go ahead.
There you go.
Do your thing.
Okay.
But like the other thing I was gonna say is like, Chicago played Boston again the other night, and little rat bastard was up to his tricks again. I mean, nothing super dirty, but it's a delayed penalty call, and Bedard, I think, was trying to go to the bench, and Marchand just backed up into him and pinned him against the boards, so he couldn't go in his bench. And I'm like, he's got to figure it out. Like,
bullies.
If he's just gonna stand there and be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here until he gets bored of me, and then I'll move. He's gonna get a lot of that all year long. Like, that's where I know he's young, but if I'm him and that dude's doing that, and I'm trying to get off the ice or whatever, I'm just gonna give him a little rabbit punch in the back of the head.
Oh, believe me, Dad. He's gonna figure this out. I mean, they all do.
that, and like I'd like to see Foligno. You don't have to go out and just beat the shit out of Marchand for doing something like that, but I'd like to see him if he's on the ice at the same time he is.
Well,
put him into the glass, and just kind of whisper in his ears, like, leave my buddy alone, or I'm coming back.
Yeah, man. There you go. There you go.
Just,
Goon squad. Goons.
Spread the word a little bit, like, don't be touching our star.
Yeah. Goon squad.
Gotcha. Anything else, Dan, on the NHL hockey?
I mean, that's besides I thought we had our first suspension, but actually the first suspension was the first game of the triple header that they had on Tuesday when Vegas took on Seattle, and Holden kind of blindsided Tanev from Seattle, so he got 2 games for that. He didn't waste any time. First game of the season, let's get that 2-gamer in, and then what was it? It was probably 3-4 days ago that Calgary played Columbus, and the defenseman for Joel's Flames, Rasmus Anderson, basically stormed right to the blue line. So Columbus was coming out of their defensive end, and he came up and he launched himself, put an elbow right in his ear hole, and I was like, he got 4 games, which they upheld it, and like 4 games is a lot, for early in the season, and if you don't have, a history of getting suspended, 4 games is kind of a lot, but it was well deserved. I mean, like, he literally tried to, like, it was one of those Pez dispensers, like he was trying to pop his head up.
Pez dispenser.
Yeah, it was like when I saw the video of him, like, he's getting suspended. I didn't think 4 games. I figured he'd get 2 or 3 at best. But yeah, he lit him up.
Yeah, they're trying to put the hammer down. So, they suspend these guys for a little bit longer now than probably during the season. We hope that, when they think about doing something crazy. But that doesn't really work to me, because even when they get suspended, so like for Kevin and D and you, Dan, if it's a dude that, every 3 months he's in the courtroom again, and he's again – I understand what you're saying, but we have to figure out a way to keep these dudes on the ice, man. So, 4 games is a lot.
Yeah, definitely that season. He's Dan K. He's our hockey dude. Dan, thank you so much for bringing the noise and the heat when it comes to the NHL and all things hockey. Appreciate you. Let me move on to Major League Baseball. We got the World Series set. A lot of would be surprising to most. Well, not to most. Texas was good all year, and then they had that lull near the end of the year.
Yeah, after they got tired.
They got tired. They beat the Orioles, who won 102 plus games. Then they went on to who else did they? Then they played Texas and Houston, hooked up here in the League Championship Series, and American League Championship Series. And shout out to Texas, man. I actually thought the Astros was going to win that series.
Man. So did Ryan. So did Ryan.
Somebody's banging some garbage cans. They didn't have enough garbage cans in Houston. What was the funny thing is that Houston, was the baller team all year long and couldn't get it done at home. And, shout out to the Texas Rangers. My man who had a phenomenal season, and I stand to be corrected last week when Ryan, was talking about his precious Houston Astros, and he what about the what's my man's name? The guy that's hit so many home runs. I can't think of his name because I'm
Altuve?
not. No, not Altuve for the Rangers.
Garcia.
Oh, the
yes,
Rangers.
Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, D. You was going to say something.
Now, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish then, because I guess I was truly surprised by, yes, Texas is a good team.
Yes.
They've been good all year, right? But you always have that thing, shoot, Houston, it doesn't matter. they could be playing like angels or something. Now, when I mean angels, I mean like wings on their back angels. And Houston will find a way to win. It not happening this year it was a surprise. It was a surprise because they hit the ball against Texas. They not like they didn't hit. It's just they didn't have enough. So
that boy Adola showed up, man. Garcia, he played well though for him. So I mean, I don't think what did he hit like 2 homers in the last game.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. 2 home runs and yep.
That's
sure
crazy.
did. One right down the foul pole, the right field foul pole. Man, to hear his story, like I heard his story the other night in Game 6. Yeah. How he was designated for assignment, and if you don't know in Major League Baseball, what does that really mean? It's a fancy word for saying that you got cut.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And so he got designated for assignment with Texas. Went to St. Louis, signed with the Cardinals. Didn't make it. They sent him back down to Double-A, I believe. Where then he was until cut, and then he went back. Texas picked him up again. The Rangers picked him up again, and he just started figuring some stuff out. He's 30 years old. Started figuring some stuff out, and he had a humongous series against the World Championship Astros. Sad thing about the Astros that it was sad to me. Not sad to me. I'm glad he finally won. Dusty Baker, he retired on yesterday. Dusty got his ring. But Dusty, who's been a Major League manager almost for 30 years, had an 18-year career. Shout out to Dusty Baker. He said he's finally going to go home and play with his grandkids and hang them up. So
good for him, though. Good for him.
Yeah, man. So let me just talk about the other series. The Phillies. I thought the Phillies was going to go back. I thought let me just read this. Any of the postseason matches that was left in South Philly evaporate entirely this week. The Phillies had a 3-2 lead in the best-of-7 National League Championship Series with 2 chances to clinch in their home ballpark where they've been killer all postseason. They were 6-0. In Game 6 and 7 of the NLCS against the Arizona Diamondbacks, the big moments never materialized, and they really didn't. You can't blame my main man. You can't blame the first base. You can't blame Harper because he hit. But the middle of the infield, the guys did not come up big. They just didn't. So go ahead, Junior.
No, I was just agreeing with you. They didn't. They just didn't play up to what we assumed that they would be in those high-level championship games. They just didn't play that well. And I think the young pitching core at Arizona did a decent job of, keeping these guys hitting base hits, not, long balls. So, I was disappointed, though. I had Phillies going. I'm not going to lie. I definitely had Phillies going.
I thought they was going to go back, too. And, I stand to be corrected. Bryce Harper and Trey Turner were 0 for 17 in Game 6 and 7.
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah, the young pitcher core, they did all right. Arizona.
Yeah, something happened. Da the bats wasn't batting.
No, the bats
wasn't batting. That's what happened.
Batting.
They were not batting because
they was not batting. And
they go and that hot and cold thing in baseball that kills me because I'm on the phone with Kevin. I'm in the hospital, right? So I'm on the phone, and I'm like, "Yo, Philadelphia just hit 8 home runs." And I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah,
last 2
weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
A week ago.
I said, "Dad, go look at this team. They're killing them." And next thing we know, you're out of here. So that's why I love baseball. Let me ask you guys, Kevin, especially because I know you're a big, curmudgeon about the rules. Did you see anything in this playoffs? Because we have new, rules and big bases and stuff like that.
Pizza box
that
bases.
Surprised you? Yeah, pizza boxes. And was there something there that really surprised you? Did you think it worked? How do you feel about the actual administration, I would say, of the league and the playoffs with the new rules from this season and yeah.
I think the pitch clock that made the pace of play steady. I did appreciate that. The pace of play was good. Games, if I remember correctly, they were averaging almost 230, between 235 and 245, something like that. I heard the other day.
2.5 to 2, yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. The pace of play was definitely good. I thought teams were in this playoffs. They were taking advantage of moving people over, and stealing bases, and going back to that, baseball, of where you gotta sometimes move runners from base to base.
One run, just move them.
I saw a whole lot more bunting going on.
Yeah, man.
Which is fundamentals, man. You got to bunt the person over to kind of manufacture the run, because you can't get the 3-run home run all the time. So that was one of the things I do. I don't know if I'm in love with the playoff format, and they're probably not going back. But I think Dan alluded to the other week about changing the playoff format. I think for 162 games, I think there's just too many teams. So I think they need to go back to changing that to. I love Dan's proposal when he says cut the playoff teams and cut the games, but they'll never cut the games to like 140 and make it where it counts. Because if you play 162 games, right, and if you got 8 teams going, what's the purpose? What's the design of it? It almost goes to like this other league, which I wasn't going to talk about tonight, but I guess we talk about when this playing game. There's not playing game. Excuse me. This playoff tournament,
because it works against the regular season. It works. It's like it kind of
it cheapens the regular season.
Absolutely.
So let's play 140 something games and make it put it down to 6 teams where it counts. Now some people will say, "Oh, well, Baltimore should have." Well, no, Baltimore should have just played better. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Bottom line,
Baltimore absolutely should have played better. Same thing for the Braves. All this about 70 for please.
Yeah, and we all talk about it. Some teams have a good season, and they get to the playoffs and they freeze. As Dan says, they piss down their own legs. So it's over. And you look at it, it's like, wow. But Baltimore is a young team.
Yes, they'll be back.
I think they will be back. They just got to make. They don't have to make a lot of moves, but they got to make some moves. Right? And the hardest move is for Baltimore is like, how do we get more pitching, or do we have somebody in our organization right now that's good enough to do it? But we haven't really, haven't seen the dude. We have to look at him. But yeah, that's the hardest thing, because they hit the hell out of the ball. They will hit that ball. Now getting other teams to stop hitting the ball. Other teams, then that's what happened in the playoffs. It's pretty simple. The other team scored more than them, and I just I didn't expect it to be that way. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So go ahead.
These teams that won 100 games, man. I mean, it's kind of I don't know, man. It just seems it's weird, man, because we got it's 2 wild card teams. That's
2 wildcard teams, yeah. But remember, Texas was winning the American League West the whole time. And then they had that ball, and Houston caught them. So,
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe this might just be a blip on the season, just one of them things that just happens. And then we always going to have something that happens in the season that we just don't like, and we need to change this. It just might be one of them things.
Baseball is really reactionary. They react.
But yeah, baseball is something else because of the fact that as you see, when them bats go cold, the bats go cold.
Yeah, you ain't even got a bat.
And and like I said, the playoffs, everything gets tight. It just gets tighter and tighter. The first team that scores at least 1 or 2 runs,
arms get sweaty.
That's what they say, man.
That's what Eminem said, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Junior.
I say just get nervous. Yeah. It's a game of failure. So a lot of times when you don't see it working for you, that mind does some awful things.
Yeah,
that mind does some awful things.
Baseball is hard.
You let the bat go. You're dude. The bat slipped out of his hand, damn near went into the crowd. So you can't piss the bed.
Yeah, it's a different animal, man. That baseball is something else.
Was it? I'm about to go on my bag here. Was it a failure season for the Phillies?
A failure?
Because they kind of started out slow.
I just asked the question. That's
and
all.
then by the time the end of the season came around, they got hot.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean,
Yeah,
to them it is because that's the ultimate goal to win.
If you asking me,
what you say? Go ahead.
if you're asking me, yes.
Yeah,
if
we
you
know.
didn't win,
Yeah, we
it's
know.
a failure. You're a failure.
We know.
I mean,
Junior,
people
go
want to
ahead.
sugarcoat it, but it is what it is, man. It's not. Again, it's not personal. So people, please get off me. It's not personal. We're not saying that
Pause.
you're a failure. You just failed to
whoa.
win the chip.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
all it is.
you get off his cloud.
Because that's what you strive to go to win. Y'all all come into camp and y'all say we want to win a championship. So in theory, yes, it's a failure. You didn't get it done. But as
Gotcha.
the the New York Knicks is always next year.
Junior, go ahead. Junior, let me let Junior jump in there. Go ahead.
No, I mean it's any season that you get that damn close and end up losing. To me,
Sucks.
it sucks. Right?
No, Junior.
Now,
No. You want to say it? Go ahead.
if you're a player, no, if
You're a failure.
right? No,
There you go. There you go, Junior. Yes.
I mean, because being an athlete, like just looking at it as an athlete, like the moment you lose, it's a failure. Like you feel as though you're a failure. Now, mind you, you could go back and look at the hindsight and say, okay, well, we did this, that, the third, but like, is that all that really even matter in the grand scheme of things? Like when you're a player or you're the GM that might get fired, or if you're somebody in the front, like you're not thinking about, well, we did a good job and we made it this far. Like, nah, you're not thinking about that. So in my eyes, you see it as a failure, but yeah, they're failures. I mean,
It's
there you
hard.
go, Junior. Thank you.
just put it simply.
Thank you.
Now you got D-Dub, Giannis, and Dorian. When you go to work and you type something, if it doesn't come out right, is that a failure?
If you ask your boss, ask your boss.
It
is though.
Giannis, okay. So, but yeah, I think so. Because you have, like I say all the time, disappointment comes with expectations. And there were expectations on the Phillies to do things. Now they got to the playoffs, so they fulfilled a bit of it, but their ultimate prize, as stated, is to win the championship and go home. Because that's all your fans want, is for you to win the championship. So the reality is, if you don't get what you wanted to get, it is a failure. So, as a team.
Drop the mic moment. DA has said it. Well, Texas and the Diamondbacks. Now Eric is the only one on the show. Eric talked about, and he's not here tonight. The angry one's not here tonight.
Yes,
Eric was the one
did.
that talked. I gotta give him his props. He was talking about the Diamondbacks from from April.
Yeah, and he mentioned the name.
Young team. Go ahead, D.
What was the name that he mentioned?
Corbin.
Yes,
Corbin.
Mr. Corbin. And I believe he's a rookie, right?
Yep.
Boy, that boy is bad, man. He's a bad man. But yes, you're right. He was the only one that was on the Diamondbacks radar and was just saying, "Hey, watch out for this team." And matter of fact, Diamondbacks was playing. They started off
pretty good
this season. Then again, the
and
season's a marathon,
right? And almost didn't make the playoffs either.
And almost didn't make it, right? And I can't remember.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I can't remember what they went on a run, but yeah, they almost, because they had went back down, and wasn't as good as the season was going on. But they started off good, but mid part of the season, came back down to earth. But did enough to get in. But this is what happens, man. So now, like the rest of the league, the rest of the country may not be vibing on this World Series, but kudos to both of these teams.
I think it's good. I think it's good to get some new blood.
Different blood. Yeah, different teams.
Legacy teams ain't in there. Boston, the Yankees, Dodgers, whoever. Get your weight up there and get right.
Yeah, get better.
So I'm glad you said that. So first and foremost, I like Arizona. They steal bases. The team is young and fast, and they will always challenge the pitcher because now with that rule, you can only go to first base or step off 3 times with a batter. So
which is crazy.
Yeah, you just have to
in a good way, I think.
Yeah.
So you gotta pick your
pick and choose, bro. Yeah. Either you're going to home plate with the ball, or you're going to first base. But you can't go there 8 pitches. And he's sitting there, this dude is like, what the hell are you doing?
Nah, bro. Let's go to home plate. And if you throw over there, the fourth, was it 3 times? You throw it 4 times, it's a balk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man goes to first base.
Yeah, I think you get 2 throws.
Is it 2? Okay.
You get 2, and if you throw a third time, you have to get him out. If you don't, he gets second base.
That sounds like some Price is Right stuff. Going over the dollar. Spin the big wheel.
Spin the big wheel. Yo, you stupid.
Oh man. See, listen, I gave y'all visual. Look at it. Y'all thinking about that.
The big wheel.
Got you playing Plinko.
Nah, like I said, it should be. I watch it. I think it's gonna be. Also, there was some other notables. Ketel Marte. He has a 16-game winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, hitting streak, which is crazy in itself.
Yeah, he's had one of the best overall postseason performances, man. I mean, this guy, he's did he win an NLCS? Yeah, NLCS MVP.
Yes, he was the MVP. He batted 12 for 31, 387 with 4 doubles, a triple, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base in the National League Championship Series. He was also a catalyst in all 4 of Arizona wins, going 8 for 19 with 4 extra base hits and all 3 of his RBIs in the club's victory against the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean, these teams got some good elite players, and if shout out also to Corey Seager, man, he's another one, the shortstop, man. For the Rangers, man, he's solid. He is solid. Probably,
solid.
Solid. Definitely a superstar. And I believe he came from.
You know where he came from?
Yeah.
Was it Seattle? He was in Seattle. He started off in Seattle, I believe.
But then he went to who?
Who? Yeah, we know.
Oh, well.
Not the Brooklyn Dodgers, the LA Dodgers.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he spent a couple years. If I'm not mistaken, he was there the championship there. I had to look that up. I think he was there the championship.
Yeah.
Buffalo Brown Sugar, the bubble year?
Nope. I'm not going that bad with you.
I went there today, but people don't believe, man. I was like, nobody counts the bubble, man. I don't care what sport you're in. Nobody really counts. But you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
You got it. Let me. So the World Series will start tomorrow night in Arlington at the Globe Life ballpark tomorrow in Arlington, Texas. You got the Diamondbacks against the Texas Rangers tomorrow night on Fox.
Yes,
Fox. Let me move into this NBA bag for 2 seconds. Anybody? Look at that, they about to get annoyed with me.
Dan already left.
Yeah, left the building.
Was y'all impressed with the new look Phoenix Suns?
They're supposed to be good. I mean, Bradley Beal didn't play.
Bradley didn't play, right?
Bradley is still hurt, right? But Phoenix is going to be good. I think we expected them to be good this year. I mean, they only played with it.
They was good last year. Booker, I mean, their problem is not regular season. Their problem is postseason. So when we get to the postseason, April, May, I'll come back around to them. But as far as I'm concerned, this is nothing for them. Regular season, probably no problem. again. They playing the Lakers again. The Lakers again on TV. I don't understand, but I do understand. But again, they're on TV again, and they'll play
Look
tonight.
at the Mad Hatter up there. Look at the Mad Hatter.
Transfer portal in effect.
D-Dub started something for real. Everybody,
transfer portal in effect.
Yeah, I can't wait to just switch hats midstream every other day.
I mean, the one who can switch the most hats next episode, man, might get a prize or something like that. I don't know, man, because
Joel, we might get a Simpsons show, brother.
Simpsons episode, bro.
Yeah, I'm
down for that.
The dudes will be in here like, oh shoot,
yeah.
2 hats. What now?
I said D Book out tonight. He ain't playing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Junior. What you say?
I think I was talking about Phoenix. I said D Book out tonight.
He's not playing already.
Is he not playing because he's injured?
Yeah,
this is a.
I think it's his foot.
Because I heard now they got to play. Not heard, but they had to play 65% of the games. Anybody hear Charles Barkley's get at Adam Silver the other night?
I did.
I saw it. I didn't watch it. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't even have the.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't watch it.
What did you say, Kevin?
Okay, so he basically said to Adam Silver, he said, "Hey, these guys are getting paid a lot of money to play. Why can't they just play?"
And Adam Silver said what? Or he just had this look on his face.
He had this
look on his face, like
he gave the political correct answer about saying, we put in, safeguards and all this stuff, and I know that's not the answer, Charles was looking for, but he's right. He's absolutely right. You guys get paid. You guys, whether you want to like it or not, it's like almost like it's a slap in the face if we ask them to play. And he said, we're not asking you to play hurt. No, we're not asking you that. But my gosh, you're getting paid a lot of money to play a sport. You're an entertainer, man. And like we said, if you go to your particular NBA city and your guys just sitting out and eating on the court. I mean, I'm sorry, sitting out. And, he's sitting out, and he's not playing. And we paid a lot of money. We thinking that he's playing, but he's not injured. I don't think that's right.
Dude's sitting there with a box of Bojangles on the sideline.
Does he have a 2-piece or 3-piece with the Bowberry biscuit?
Had a 3-wing dinner.
Yeah.
The 3-wing dinner.
With the dirty rice.
Dirty rice and then coleslaw and sitting there. Got his man AD holding on to the you hold this cup for me while you're eating. That's why that fool only had 17 points in the first half and none in the second half.
I was about to say, what's that about? Real quick. I know Ryan ain't here. Ryan left.
He gave him the keys, right? I gave you the keys. And
I lost them.
So this whole thing was supposed to this whole thing was supposed to be for him, set up for him to take over. It's not happening.
I'm sorry. I
stop.
I mean, you gotta remember, man. He was going against my man Joker, who is arguably the best player in the league.
Joker's a bad boy,
And mind you, I'll say it this way: I think AD. I don't think AD is what the world makes him out to be anymore.
He's not.
Like in any way. Like
the world. I don't think it's
the best version.
I don't think it's the
world.
The
best version of him was when he was with. Yeah, you're right. But I think the best version of him was when he was with Boogie Cousins back in the world.
Hell yeah!
To me, that was the best version of Anthony Davis. And why is because he had another big he could facilitate off of.
He could play the power forward.
He doesn't have that no more.
He can play the power forward like he wants to do.
Well, what happened is he got gassed, and his mans and them gassed him. But he was never able to take over the team like he's supposed to.
But that's
because
not him.
you got somebody over your back. He never. I don't think this guy ever wanted to give the team over to him anyway. To be honest with you,
I just don't think bigs can take over bigs can't do that in today's NBA, right? Like, unless
they're gonna make sure Wemby do it.
They're gonna try to,
they're gonna try to
they're
force feed him.
They're gonna put a lot of guards around him that are gonna facilitate his length, and he's a true center, right? Like he can, like he's a center. Like I don't think like you could talk about the Joker, but the Joker is a pass first big, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, he's kind of a hybrid.
He just happens to give you 30 as well. Like that's the thing about him. Giannis is a power forward, but he plays bringing the ball up the floor like a guard, right? So it's a little bit different.
And to AD's credit, right? To AD's credit, he played against him very good. Like first half, he was great. I don't know what happened to him second half.
But isn't that always been this issue with AD?
That's his MO, man.
It's almost like, he starts off the season hot, but then all of a sudden, where did he go?
Every time he goes to the ground, I cringe. I think he's going to be hurt.
Yes, 100%.
He cringes. That dude falls to the ground like he got shot. Like, damn!
I'm telling you, man.
Help me, Jesus Christ, help me! And I'm like, dog, what do you?
What's that Eddie Murphy skit? Lord Jesus, help me, please, let me do it. He's falling all bunny falling down the steps. Lord Jesus, help me, please.
My shoe.
Yo,
man,
go ahead. Real quick, Kev. I'm sorry. Apologies. I think that's the issue with that team, right? So if we do like a league thing, and this is too early to even really go into it like that. We did some with Ryan last week, but listen, if dudes are playing defense and playing hard, that's my only requirement for me to watch, is that I want to see you play defense
with effort,
right? Because it'll make your team better. Because at the end of the year, when you just try to turn the defense all year, and you get to the playoffs and you want to turn defense on, it doesn't work because you haven't been doing it.
Right.
The whole season, 82 games. You sit out some games. Now, I hope Adam Silver is true to his word, but this is my question for the panel. How do you enforce that? So if Dan's on my team, right, but Dan doesn't want to play, or whatever the case is, maybe the owner don't want him to play because they don't want Dan to meet some incentives. Whatever the reason is, if Kevin is the commissioner of the league, and I say, yo, Kev, Dan's not playing.
They may not want me.
I'm just saying. You say, listen, within the rules we have right now, he says, Dan, I'm the coach. Dan's not playing tonight. And you say, why? And I say, he hurt his ankle in practice. How do we enforce that rule? Because maybe Dan didn't hurt his leg in practice. He was out, smoking weed. And
that's my point. And I think that's what Charles Barkley was trying to say. We wouldn't need all this if you guys just play. Just play.
Yeah, but how do you enforce it?
You can't. I don't think that's something arbitrary. You can't force, because how do you force his ankle, his back, things of that nature? You're not going to be able to. You're gonna force them to go get you got to come to the me and DW used to work for the Transit Authority in New York, and right, they would try to you get sick, they would send you to the quack, what we call him, the quack doctor.
Yeah
because their doctor was because your doctor said one thing and their doctor said like say for instance your ankle is swollen, and the TA doctor be like no, you have a ruptured spleen, you have cancer, and all that stuff. Like, nah, dog, my ankle just hurts. But whatever. Shout out to all of you New York City Transit employees. Shout out to the RTO division and all you guys in surface too. But you can enforce it. I don't think you can. It's all arbitrary, and
So it's not a rule. And in definition, it's not a law or rule if you can't enforce it. What it is a sentence, because you don't have to enforce a sentence. But if it's a rule, a law, whatever Adam Silver wants to call it, how do you make sure you get that 65%?
Oh, I got a question.
Go ahead. Tell them to call Bettman. I don't know. Shit,
they don't do it. No, but to the point of this is you're going to see a bunch of bogus injury reports.
There you go.
That they're going to sit so they can sit people. But the question I have is, what are they going to do about Harden not playing for the 76ers and not going on the road trip? And why he's not participating with the team?
Well, they stopped him at the plane. Like his ID didn't work.
Dan, there's an investigation as we speak.
Oh, I know there is. But I'm saying, what are they going to do? What is the repercussions of that?
They don't know.
Because you're trying to trade him, so you don't want him to play. So you just, he's not suspended yet.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you know what?
Out, right? Like, so how are we penalizing the owner now? Right? It's like, nah, you can't come, James. Right? That's not James saying it. He was at the plane.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? So how do you enforce that on the owners? Is it just now a player thing, or how are we talking? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good question, Dan. For real.
I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how it's going to be for us. That collective bargaining agreement is coming, and they're going to lock their asses out. And all this shit is about to stop. I guarantee you.
So it's got to be, if they find that the owner is making him sit against, and he wants to play, I guess that's the owner's prerogative. But at the same time, people are paying money to see him play in these other cities.
Okay.
Find him, find the owner. And hey, here's a thought. I mean, really, the NBA drafts 2 rounds?
Yeah.
So you really want to hit him hard. Take away a draft pick.
True.
Yeah. If you find an independent auditor, because they can't do it, they got to find some independent to find their findings. If you want to do it right, if you truly want to do it right, all other entities of like law enforcement and doctors and stuff like that, they have other people. Other entities looking into any misgivings, third parties for any misgivings or codes of conduct, right? So NBA should be no different. And that's what we used to get on Goodell about him being the judge, jury, and executioner. I was like, bro, that can't work.
You hired the right people to help you do this. I don't need you to do it.
Like Diddy, I hired you, so I ain't gotta do nothing. I hired y'all, so I ain't gotta do nothing.
Oh, Diddy got to do it.
Yeah.
Harlem shake it. But
Let me move on real quick. D-Dub just threw something in the chat here. D-Dub, before we get on out of here tonight, boxing. What's going on with boxing real quick? D-Dub is our boxing correspondent.
Hey, me and DA got to do a standalone pretty soon, a couple of weeks. Tyson Fury's fighting Francis and Ngannou. And this is again a boxer fighting an MMA star. I don't know why, because he should be fighting Alexander Usyk for undisputed.
MC Usyk.
If I'm not mistaken, is undisputed. But we're not getting that fight. Instead, Tyson Fury's chasing a bag, and exactly. I think it's bad. It's definitely bad for boxing because it's not, you're not promoting your sport, and you should be. Go ahead, D.
Me and D talk about this all the time. First and foremost, Tyson Fury, I'm taking your belt. You cannot be an active champion in the WBO, WBA, IBA, wherever the fuck you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fight a dude from another sport while you're active. So if you are
well, let's be clear. He's not in UFC no more. He doesn't have a contract with UFC. It's not.
No, I'm not talking about.
We get it.
He's not UFC.
I don't care about Ngannou. Because, he's trying to get the bag too. Correct. But my point is that as a champion in boxing, you can't fight a dude in another sport until you retire. You can do the Mayweather thing after you're done and fight this guy and get the bag. But what I'm saying to you is you cheapen your own title by fighting someone that's not a – first off, Ngannou is a great boxer. Mike Tyson taught him everything, and he's great. The reality is, based on what we know in boxing, there is a pecking order.
Supposed to be.
Champ has to fight the number one contender for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Second, Nagano's not even on the freaking list
of
heavyweights boxing in this country because he wasn't on the list. He wasn't a boxer.
Dan, go ahead and jump in.
I was just going to say, no, you hit that right on the head. My thing is, someone not too long ago started all this bullshit that was an active fighter and started fighting exhibition fights for money. And we all know Mayweather, McGregor. Now you see these guys, Logan Paul and whatever, doing this. They're doing the same shit. They're circumventing the rankings of actually fighting within what they're supposed to be to do exhibition fights because they're going to get paid more money to do these exhibition fights than they would if they had to fight up the ladder to get the title shot.
And that's all I'm saying. You're cheapening your own.
And I'm with DA. If you're active champion or active under contract in boxing, the only people you're fighting are people that are on the heavyweight list of contenders. That's it. Because I would love to see this dude knock him the fuck out. and because we all know if you watch enough MMA, you get knocked out once, you can come back. You get knocked out a couple times, then you start losing your shit because you get the concussion stuff. You gotta retire and whatever. But it's like there needs to be it's risk and reward. So if you're going to risk it to fight an exhibition fight to get that bag and the reward, there's a chance that someone might, the blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Yep.
And he may find a punch right on the side of your temple and knock the hell out.
And then
it might go down in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's the issue is you're letting these guys fight exhibition fights essentially to get bags instead of fighting which you had them under contract for.
Yeah, man, come on, man.
Well,
we can't be ducking fights. So you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go fight a kangaroo next week. We go, what? Kangaroo.
I really think it's to get this younger audience, man. It's the younger audience, dog. I really believe that.
I got a kangaroo, man. He's bad, man. He's from Harlem. So I'm gonna fight him next time out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a bad dude.
And if he wins, he moves up the ladder.
A 12-year-old will watch it.
Yeah, he gets to fight the bear if he beats the king.
I'm sorry. What you say? Junior, what you said?
I said a kid will watch it though. Like that's the whole point of all of this. Like, they're trying to like bring their audience like a younger age. Like a boxing age is like not to call y'all old heads, but that's
I'm proud to be old.
Box. That's who the normal fan of boxing is, right? So how do you shake up the audience? You create
by fighting kangaroos.
Exhibitions. Exactly. Right. You join UFC. You have UFC fighters fighting boxers. You have heavyweights fighting heavyweight champions in other sports. You have YouTubers fighting boxers. You have like all this
basically
stuff.
Join the circus.
Join
the circus.
At the end of the day, they're probably looking long haul, and to me, it's just again trying to get the younger audience. Like I know kids, and I can look on YouTube comments, and I see that there are kids commenting on Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. I'm looking at it, so it's like no one really cared about the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight that was younger than me, right? And that was a big fight. But I can tell you straight up, the only people that cared about it were boxing fans that were older and people older than me. I can tell you straight up, there were people not watching it younger than me. But now Tyson Fury got his own TV show with his mom, his kids, and all this other stuff. He got his own reality TV show. Francis Ngannou, he was a big UFC star. Kids are watching UFC. Kids watch that. So what do we do to bring more eyes to boxing? Well, we create this exhibition world that I think we're in now, so we can then garner this audience. So for the long haul of boxing, we can have it make more money. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's just my
No,
thing.
and I think you're absolutely right on it. I think you're spot on.
Yep.
But real quick before we
Go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Go ahead.
D and I will do a sports a boxing show because like we have problems with the Charlos, all of them. You know, the two brothers, the father, the baby mother, you know, the rabbit in the house and the dog and the cat. Hate all of them, right? Because you can't be a champion. And I know it's a great, say it's a great accomplishment, but when you think about it realistically, say Charlo would have beat Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
That means he is the champion at super middleweight, and he's like a super welterweight champion too.
154.
Yeah. So if you look on the list, there are 6 dudes that he should have been. That if he won, how do you keep a title in 3 weight divisions if they mean something? Because you can't fight Dan on Tuesday and you weigh 180 pounds, and then fight Daryl 3 weeks later, and now you're fighting at welterweight at 154 pounds.
Well,
no, I'm not welterweight. Sorry, middleweight at 154. You know, how do you do that? How do you do that?
Yeah.
The structure is just wrong, man.
Well, but boxing is going to continue to have this issue because they don't have there's no structure.
There's no league regulating it.
Right.
No commission.
So this is why we keep constantly, and they want it like this, man. Just like you don't know
organized chaos.
Yeah, they want it like this. That's why we don't know who's making what type of money. You know, people, you know, you don't know what's going on one side and this side. This is design. This is by design by them, and you know, I'm just going to point out the light. I'm just going to shine the light on them and say, hey, you know, hopefully maybe somebody sees it and says, hey,
with all the fights that we can have, that are coming, lightweight, welterweight.
There's tons of fights out there,
right? That should be there. It will talk. It's a Secura, you know, Tank, Tiafimo, my man Bud. You know, like there's dudes out there, man.
Like Devin, what is it? Devin Haney?
Devin Haney, yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand why this fight is not. These fights are not happening. You got guys that are in there, what we would call quote unquote in their prime.
Yes,
this is the time. You got all these good fighters. These are the times where they fight. They should be fighting one another and then run it back. If they lose, they can run it back because people want. Unless you just got beat like Terrence Crawford, you know, you got to be like that.
Spence.
Not too many people are going to want to see that fight run back, but Spence got the
Well,
he's able to make that shot. Call it.
But yeah, we'll talk about it, man, because you know,
we'll definitely talk about it. Yeah,
hydration, all the rest of that stuff that dudes are talking about is you know, it's serious stuff, and it's like life, guys. You need a you need to have. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess Siri said it too. Yeah.
We gotta get the hell up out of here.
Siri said we took me on too long.
Yeah. She said, "Got to go, D." All right, sorry, everyone. Parting shout-outs. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. All right, that's my parting.
Yeah.
Thank you, DA, for your parting shot.
Thank you, Joel, for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
That was dope. That was dope. D-Dub, what's your parting shot before we get out of here?
Definitely, Sports Chasers Podcast. Check us out every Thursday, and we are Sundays with the Gridiron and Fourth and Short Mondays. Everybody have a good night, good weekend. Enjoy.
Dan, what you got for us, bro?
Oh, not a great show. Thank you, Joel. The dude's hilarious. For those of you that are Shoresy fans, the new season starts tomorrow or maybe after midnight. I will check Hulu here later this evening. But there should be 6 new episodes of that if you follow that.
What show is that?
Shoresy. It's on Hulu. It's a hockey show from the guy that does Letterkenny.
Yeah, hockey funny show. Pretty good. Dan put me onto it. It's yes. A lot of satire going on with that. Yes.
That's the dude that they got running the team, but he doesn't really know anything about hockey.
No, that's
the soccer.
Yeah. Okay,
About.
YouTube it after we get off here.
Yeah, definitely. Junior, what you got for us? I'm Dan. Sorry, did you finish? I'm sorry. Gotcha. Thank you, Dan. Junior, what you got for us, bro?
Man, thank you for having me on as always. You know what I mean? Joel, awesome, hilarious. You know, I'm definitely gonna watch The Simpsons here shortly. Because I actually haven't watched it in a minute, but that used to be one of my favorite shows. So definitely gonna watch that. You know, it's a real good show, real funny. Yeah, appreciate you guys, and another shout out to Mom Dukes. Happy birthday.
Gotcha. My partner shots is pretty special. First of all, I want to thank Joel for coming on. Man, awesome show, man. I appreciate him, you know, so much coming through and talking to us, you know, 30 minutes kicking it with us. And we had a good time, and this is one of the funnier episodes that we've had. Very good content, and I appreciate Joel. I appreciate you guys from the panel. Shout out to Miss Rhonda. Happy birthday again. Happy birthday to you again. If those don't know and this is going to kind of segue to what I got next to my partner shot, and I'm going to try to keep it real short. It's because of Miss Rhonda, the DA's wife and Junior's mom. I'll never forget. You know, me and Dee was talking on the phone, was arguing on the phone about something, and she simply just said, "You guys stay on the phone all day long." And she didn't say it quite like that, but y'all need to start a show or something. And I was like, "Oh my God, Rhonda, that's brilliant." And that's what gave us this idea to start this thing. So let me pull up this thing here. I got, on tomorrow, October 27th, makes it the Sports Chasers' 5th birthday. 5 years ago tomorrow.
Let's do.
Yo, man, that deserves some
applause.
Man. 5 years, awesome. Man.
Yeah.
5 years.
Awesome.
This is not easy to do. I'm going to tell you that right now. Those that think that this is easy to constantly do this and thinking that you are going to have some windfall or whatever, this is a grind, and we've been grinding. And 5 years ago tomorrow, it was, I want to say like 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Myself, D-Dub, raise your hands. Those that know you. I mean, there you go. The DA, Mike Mills. We got on. We used this podcast, and it wasn't even like this. It was just audio. We couldn't see each other. None of that stuff. And I'm up there using music that don't even belong to us, and just breaking all the rules. I didn't know what was going on, how it was going.
Didn't know what we were doing.
We didn't know what we was doing. I just know I got sick of what's going on TV, and I said, you know what? We can do this thing too. We're going to educate ourselves, and we're going to do it. And I've seen us grow exponentially from that Saturday, which we talked for about an hour. And I'll probably rebroadcast that. If it's one of our first episodes, but I'll probably rebroadcast it again and put it on the YouTube
bloopers.
Yeah,
bloopers.
And it was. We did it, but man, we was.
A lot of bloopers.
Yeah, man, a lot of bloopers, a lot of cats eating on the show, a lot of
drinking
on the show, a lot of getting high on the show, and just.
Dude had the red cup.
Right? The red cup, yeah,
had the red cup. Mike is in one screen sleep. You know? What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. We had to tighten up.
It was a mess. And like D-Dub said, shout out to D-Dub. He said we had to tighten up. And sure enough, I shot up an email. They said, "Oh, Dad, Kevin's real corporate right now." He said, "Yo, the following
corporate Kev." That's what it was. Corporate Kev is on the line.
I love these guys so much, man. It's been a ride. Let me continue the journey here. So, like I said, that Saturday that started it all. And then Eric, the angry one, he was our consultant. Eric wasn't ready to be on, but Eric did some behind the scene things, and then Eric joined us. And then in year three, here comes the hockey dude. I first asked him. At first, he's like, geez, I don't know, and he's laughing and blushing now, but he's family, bro. He's been family for a very long time, and he finally said yes, and he's stuck, and he's here with us.
Been rocking with us.
Dan, the hockey dude, man. So I'm so happy that Dan, he joined us, on this journey. And I told him, what the vision was for this thing. I said, I want to bring this back to sports where we're able to talk about all sports. If the major networks and the legacy networks don't want to do it, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll talk about golf. We'll talk about hockey. We'll talk about lacrosse. We'll talk about rugby. Get some of these people on soccer, some of these things. So shout out to the hockey dude. Thank you, Dan, for answering the call, man. I appreciate you so much, bro. I love you, man. Thank you so much, man. So the Saudis are starting the league, man. And we got contributors. We got like Ryan. Ryan comes through anytime I call Ryan. Ryan comes through and he comes on. He brings his energy with his little self and
definitely the energy.
Yes, love his energy. And man, I just love Ryan. Thank you, and for all the other guests that come on. We had it, from beginning to end, man. Thank you guys all. 5 years is a long time. I got to shout out also our hosting company, Poditize, Tom and Tracy. Thank you guys so much, man. This is
no doubt.
Man, they've been awesome. They've been awesome, and we keep rising to the top. And we ain't finished. This is 5 years. We ain't finished. We ain't going nowhere. We here to stay, and we about to bust the cap off of this thing for sure, for real, man. So, I ain't got nothing else to say. Just wanted to be sentimental. I don't have a cake.
Straight up pause.
Huh?
Major pause. That was super pause. Bust.
Yo.
He said bust the top off the cap. Yeah, man. Yo, it's time to
go. Cam and Mace was here, man. They would have tore my ass up.
Hey, yo.
Shout out to Cam and Mace.
Boy,
hey man, we're gonna do this thing. Maybe I should say that. All right, dang. All right, we're doing this thing, man. But we're gonna keep on, getting better, and keep doing our thing, man. So 5 years. Happy birthday to us, to the Sports Chasers podcast, man.
Yes,
and, thank you, guys. Thank you guys for any donations, anything like that. We appreciate that, man. So with that said, that was my part shot. We're going to get on out of here, man. So listen, as I usually say, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, your host and moderator. For Daryl, changing hats, D-Dub Warren, for Dan, the hockey dude, for Dorian, the DA All-Britain, to Dorian Jr. All-Britain. Happy birthday, Rhonda. Hey, to Mike Mills in his absence, and to James, the Angry One, Warren in his absence, man. This is the Sports Chasers podcast. Be good, be blessed, have a great weekend. Hey, we'll see you on Sunday for the Gridiron Rundown for college football. Week 9 is coming up, and we'll come back again on Monday night for the 4th and short segment for the NFL, man. So if you need your college and NFL fix, holler at us on Sunday and Monday. We out. Peace. Be good.
Yeah, they're still in plays, man. You heard that?
Yes.